Cambridge Ielts 10 Test 1 Reading Passage 1, Stepwells. Line-by-line explanation for beginners. Paragraph 1. A millennium ago, stepwells were fundamental to life in the driest parts of India. Quote, explanation. 1,000 years ago, stepwells were very important for people living in dry areas of India. Although many have been neglected, recent restoration has returned them to their former glory. Quote, explanation. Even though many stepwells were not taken care of for a long time, now some have been repaired and look beautiful again. Richard Cox traveled to northwestern India to document these spectacular monuments from a bygone era. Explanation. A person named Richard Cox went to northwestern India to take pictures and write about these amazing old buildings. Paragraph 2. During the 6th and 7th centuries, the inhabitants of the modern-day states of Gujarat and Rajasthan in northwestern India developed a method of gaining access to clean, fresh groundwater during the dry season for drinking, bathing, watering animals and irrigation. Explanation. In the 500s and 600s AD, people living in what is now Gujarat and Rajasthan made a way to get clean water from the ground during dry times. They used the water for drinking, bathing, helping animals, and farming. However, the significance of this invention, the stepwell, goes beyond its utilitarian application. Explanation. But stepwells were not only useful, they were also important in other ways, such as culturally or socially. Paragraph 3. Unique to the region. Stepwells are often architecturally complex and vary widely in size and shape. Explanation. Stepwells are special to this part of India. They are often designed with complex, detailed and smart architecture, and they come in different sizes and shapes. During their heyday, they were places of gathering, of leisure, of relaxation and of worship for villagers of all but the lowest castes. Explanation. When stepwells were most popular, people came there to meet, relax, enjoy, and pray except people from the lowest social group, caste. Most stepwells are found dotted around the desert areas of Gujarat, where they are called Vav, and Rajasthan, where they are known as Bowery, while a few also survive in Delhi. Explanation. Most stepwells are in the desert areas of Gujarat, where locals call them Vav, and Rajasthan, where they are called Bowery. A few can still be found in Delhi. Some were located in or near villages as public spaces for the community. Others were positioned beside roads as resting places for travelers. Quote, explanation. Some stepwells were built in villages so everyone could use them. Others were beside roads, where travelers could rest and use water. Paragraph 4. As their name suggests, stepwells comprise a series of stone steps descending from ground level to the water source, normally an underground aquifer, as it recedes following the rains. Explanation. The name, stepwell, means there are steps made of stone going down from the surface to where the water is, usually underground. Especially when the water goes down after the rainy season. When the water level was high, the user needed only to descend a few steps to reach it. When it was low, several levels would have to be negotiated. Quote, explanation. When there was a lot of water, people only had to go down a few steps. But when water was low, they had to go down many levels to reach it. Paragraph 5. Some wells are vast. Open craters with hundreds of steps paving each sloping side. Often in tiers. Quote, explanation. Some stepwells are very big and open, with hundreds of steps on all sides, often built in layers. Others are more elaborate, with long stepped passages leading to the water via several stories. Quote, explanation. Other stepwells are even more detailed, with long step paths going down through many floors to reach the water. Built from stone and supported by pillars. They also included pavilions that sheltered visitors from the relentless heat. Quote, explanation. These stepwells were made of stone and had pillars. Some also had shaded areas, pavilions, to protect visitors from the strong sun. But perhaps the most impressive features are the intricate decorative sculptures that embellish many stepwells, showing activities from fighting and dancing to everyday acts such as women combing their hair and churning butter. Quote, explanation. The most amazing part of stepwells is the detailed carvings on the walls. These show people doing different things like fighting, dancing, or daily tasks like combing hair or making butter. Paragraph 6. Down the centuries, thousands of wells were constructed throughout northwestern India, but the majority have now fallen into disuse. Many are derelict and dry, as groundwater has been diverted for industrial use and the wells no longer reach the water table. Explanation. Over many centuries, thousands of stepwells were built in northwestern India, but now, most are not used anymore. Many are broken and dry because water has been taken away for factories and industries. So the stepwells can't reach water anymore. Their condition hasn't been helped by recent dry spells. Southern Rajasthan suffered an 8-year drought between 1996 and 2004. Explanation. The problem became worse because of little rainfall. For example, Southern Rajasthan had no proper rain for 8 years, 1996 to 2004. Paragraph 7. However, some important sites in Gujarat have recently undergone major restoration, and the state government announced in June last year that it plans to restore the stepwells throughout the state. Explanation. But some important stepwells in Gujarat have been fixed recently. In June last year, the government said it would fix stepwells all over Gujarat. Paragraph 8. Rani Ki Vav, in Patan, the state's ancient capital. The stepwell of Rani Ki Vav, Queen's Stepwell, is perhaps the finest current example. Explanation. In Patan, an old city in Gujarat, the stepwell called Rani Ki Vav is maybe the best example today. It was built by Queen Udayamati during the late 11th century, but became silted up following a flood during the 13th century. Explanation. Queen Udayamati built it in the late 1000s, but a flood in the 1200s filled it with mud and dirt. But the Archaeological Survey of India began restoring it in the 1960s. And today it's in pristine condition. Explanation. In the 1960s, the Archaeological Survey of India started fixing it. Now it looks perfect again. at 65 meters long, 20 meters wide and 27 meters deep. Rani Ki Vav features 500 distinct sculptures carved into niches throughout the monument, depicting gods such as Vishnu and Parvati in various incarnations. Explanation: the stepwell is 65 meters long, 20 meters wide, and 27 meters deep. It has 500 sculptures of gods like Vishnu and Parvati in different forms. Incredibly, in January 2001, this ancient structure survived a devastating earthquake that measured 7.6 on the Richter scale. Explanation: amazingly, this old stepwell survived a big earthquake in January 2001 that was very strong. 7.6. Paragraph 9. Surya Kund. Another example is the Surya Kund in Modhera, northern Gujarat, next to the Sun Temple. Built by King Bhima I in 1026 to honor the sun god Surya. Explanation: another stepwell-like structure is Surya Kund in Modhera. It is near the Sun Temple. Built in 1026 by King Bhima I to respect the sun god Surya. It's actually a tank. Kund means reservoir or pond, rather than a well, but displays the hallmarks of stepwell architecture, including 4 sides of steps that descend to the bottom in a stunning geometrical formation. Explanation: it's more like a water tank, pond, not a deep well, but it looks like a stepwell, with steps on all 4 sides in a beautiful shape. The terraces house 108 small, intricately carved shrines between the sets of steps. Explanation: there are 108 small, beautifully carved temples built into the sides between the steps. Paragraph 10. Rani Ji Ki Bowery. Rajasthan also has a wealth of wells. The ancient city of Bundi, 200 kilometers south of Jaipur, is renowned for its architecture, including its stepwells. Explanation: Rajasthan also has many stepwells. The old city of Bundi, 200 kilometers south of Jaipur, is famous for its buildings, including stepwells. One of the larger examples is Rani Ji Ki Bowery, which was built by the queen of the region, Nathavaji, in 1699. Explanation: a big one is Rani Ji Ki Bowery, made by Queen Nathavaji in 1699, at 46 meters deep, 20 meters wide and 40 meters long. The intricately carved monument is one of 21 Boweries commissioned in the Bundi area by Nathavaji. Explanation: it is 46 meters deep, 20 meters wide, and 40 meters long, and has beautiful carvings. It is one of 21 stepwells built by the Queen. Paragraph 11. Chand Bowery, in the old ruined town of Aoeri, about 95 kilometers east of Jaipur, is Chand Bowery, one of India's oldest and deepest wells, aesthetically. It's perhaps one of the most dramatic. Explanation: in Aoeri, a ruined old town 95 kilometers from Jaipur, there is Chand Bowery. It is one of India's oldest and deepest wells, and it looks very dramatic. Built in around 850 AD next to the temple of Harshat Mata. The Bowery comprises hundreds of zigzagging steps that run along 3 of its sides, steeply descending 11 stories, resulting in a striking geometric pattern when seen from afar. Explanation: It was built around 850 AD near a temple. It has hundreds of zigzag steps on 3 sides, going down 11 floors, making a beautiful pattern from a distance. On the 4th side, covered verandas supported by ornate pillars overlook the steps. Explanation: on the 4th side, there are shaded platforms, verandas, with decorated pillars that look over the steps. Paragraph 12. Niemrana Ki Bowery. Still in public use is Niemrana Ki Bowery, located just off the Jaipur to Delhi highway. Quote, explanation: Niemrana Ki Bowery is still used by people today. It is near the road from Jaipur to Delhi. Constructed in around 1700. It's 9 stories deep, with the last 2 levels underwater. Explanation: it was built around 1700. It goes down 9 floors, and the bottom 2 levels are underwater. At ground level, there are 86 colonnaded openings from where the visitor descends 170 steps to the deepest water source. Explanation: at the top, there are 86 small entrance ways. From there, you go down 170 steps to reach the deepest water. Final paragraph. Today, following years of neglect, many of these monuments to medieval engineering have been saved by the Archaeological Survey of India, which has recognized the importance of preserving them as part of the country's rich history. Explanation: after being ignored for many years, many stepwells have been saved by the Archaeological Survey of India. They understand how important these are for India's history. Tourists flock to wells in far-flung corners of northwestern India to gaze in wonder at these architectural marvels from 1,000 years ago, which serve as a reminder of both the ingenuity and artistry of ancient civilizations and of the value of water to human existence. Explanation: tourists travel to faraway places in northwest India to see these amazing stepwells. These remind us of how smart and artistic ancient people were, and how important water is for life.